Most people shopping for luxury watches make the same mistake. They chase the cheapest example they can find and convince themselves they found the best deal. In reality, that's usually where collectors lose the most money, is in the buy. At this level, the lowest price almost always comes with a trade-off, and it's rarely a small one. Once you move into serious watches, price is only one of the pieces of the equation. Condition, originality, service history, and how the watch has actually been treated matter far more than saving a few $1,000s up front. The cheapest watch is usually cheap for a reason, even if that reason isn't obvious at the first glance. And that's when people typically find out, is when it's been sitting a while. Sometimes it's been over-polished. Sometimes parts have been swapped, like aftermarket parts. Sometimes the bracelet is stretched, the dial has been touched, or the service history is unclear. None of that jumps out in photos, but it always shows up later when you go to service the watch, wear it long-term, or try to sell it. This is exactly why we approach watches differently. We don't just sell them. We buy, sell, trade, source, consign, appraise, and service watches every day, which means we see the full life cycle, from the clean examples that hold up to the cheap ones that become problems later for the customer. That perspective changes how you look at price. You see this consistently with Rolex sports models. Two Submariners can look identical, but is priced lower, so buyers assume it's the smarter deal. But when you handle them side by side, the difference is obvious. One feels sharp, tight, and original. The other feels tired. The market always rewards the better watch, not the cheaper one. And this isn't limited to Rolex. With Omega, the cheapest Speedmaster is often the one with the most unknowns. With Audemars Piguet, chasing the lowest priced Royal Oak is one of the fastest ways to regret a purchase. Collectors don't buy the lowest number. They buy the best example they can reasonably afford. There's also the ownership side people forget about. A cheaper watch with issues usually costs, in the long run, through service, stress, and resale, paying much more. A cleaner example might cost more up front, but it's easier to live with and far easier to exit if the time ever comes. That's why experienced collectors almost never ask, what's the cheapest one available? They ask, what's the cleanest one? What's the one in best shape? The single question changes the entire outcome for the purchase. This doesn't mean overpaying blindly. Price still matters. It just shouldn't be the first filter. It should be the last one, because the real deal isn't the lowest price. It's the watch you don't feel the need to replace. And that's why the cheapest option is rarely the best watch deal. If you're shopping right now, this is exactly why we're selective with what we source and list. We'd rather walk away from a watch than pass along something we wouldn't want to own ourselves. And the watches that we buy go through an extensive processing, so we make sure everything is literally perfect. And if it's not, it becomes perfect. At the end of the day, buy the watch that makes sense long-term, not the one that just looks good on paper. As said, the market always catches up, and it's never kind once it does. That's all I got for you today, guys. My name's Chris Warrens, and I'll catch you next time. Peace.